there. Good on the Facebook. Instagram. Launching up on the gram. Okay. All right, man. We got Saturday night. Got a little glass pour up. Holiday weekend. We still rolling. And a double nickel game. So run it back from the top. Okay. Boom. All right. Here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Saturday evening. Another edition of KFTV's postgame live presented by DraftKings. CP the franchise back on the solo dolo. It wasn't pretty, and I don't even know if I can say it was gritty, because the Knicks would leave their defense in Orlando as they would head to DC, the nation's capital, on the second night of a back-to-back. And these Wizards would give them a run for their money for 3 straight quarters, giving them that work. But in the midst of all of that, the captain was cooking up another master class. And in the end, the Knicks would need all 55 of Jalen Brunson's points to overcome this Wizards team in overtime. Captain Clutch, Jalen Brunson, with 42 of his double nickel in the second half of this game, leading the Knicks to a 136-132 overtime cardiac Knick thriller. You just can't make it up, ladies and gentlemen. But let's talk about it. Call us up, 657-383-1509, or you can hit us up on the KFTV Discord. Salute to everybody watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, Twitch. We are everywhere. The number one show for the fans, by the fans. A cardiac Knick affair before the new year's up and before the old year's up. You can't make it up, man. Sleeping the franchise in the building. Salute to everybody in the chat. Boy, oh boy. It can never be an easy night for this team, man. Seldomly do you get the bum nights. And, you know, I made all my picks. You talk about DraftKings, you talk about underdog. I made my picks with that in mind because I felt like the Knicks were going to have a tall order ahead of them. This was not going to be a bum night. Because they come into Washington, no Jordan Poole, no Kyle Kuzma. The 2 biggest Wizard chucks were missing from this game. But that's how these things become trap games. Because you have these teams that have no choice but to spread the ball around, get some good ball movement and good player movement to generate any type of good offense. And so I thought the Knicks, look, human nature kicked in. They had to fight a physical one in Orlando. They came in here into Washington thinking they were just going to coast their way into one, and the Wizards put it on them, including 33 points in the first and 38 in the third quarter. Wizards ended up shooting 50% from the field, 40 from 3. But shout out to Brunson, man. Because through all of that, 55, 9 on 18 of 31 shooting. Made his free throws, which to me was the biggest win. 16 of 17 from the charity stripe. Got all the calls tonight and took care of business from the stripe. Only went 3 of 11 from downtown. So he was cooking inside the paint. He was giving Koulibaly that work. He was giving Bud Carrington that work. They had Alex Sarr switched on to him. It really didn't matter. He got into his bag. Footwork unleashed. The pump fakes. Everything. Wizards were going for everything. And so, thankfully, he was able to get that done. And how about this? He scored no points in the second quarter. 42 points in the second half. Third, fourth, and overtime. Insane bucket getter. But that's our guy. That's Captain Clutch. That's why you need stars. So shout out to him. He gets another 50 burger under his belt and saves his team from an embarrassing loss. That would have been bad. That would have been the worst loss of the season. No question about it. So shout out to Brunson for a 50 burger. And even though the Knicks defense was non-existent, and thankfully for his 55, because on the other end, they was cooking him. They were filleting him. They was going at him and Karl Anthony Towns. They was exposing the drop coverage, picking them apart the entire game. But I thought what was key was, number one, when Brunson was on the bench in the fourth quarter, you had Towns come alive with 10 points in that fourth. And then I also thought Towns' defense in the fourth and in overtime was clutch. He had a couple of blocks. He finished with 2 blocks in the game. He had a couple of stops. Got some timely rebounds. And that helped. I also thought Josh Hart got a lot of timely rebounds in the fourth quarter and in the overtime as well. Josh Hart finished with 11 rebounds. So these guys, man, they had to come through and get some stops here because the Wizards were just running it up. It's one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league. They shot 44% from downtown on the Knicks tonight. Shout out Starberry on the IG, said the bodega is feeling the energy in NYC. Steph, if you're home, man, you want to cam up, call my phone. I'll send you the Zoom link. You know, you had texted me the last time, I couldn't get the text. So, Steph, if you're home, man, I'll send you the Zoom link, and we can cam up and get in on the postgame. Stephon Marbury on the Instagram side, tap it in. So to everybody on the gram. So, yeah, you had clutch performances by Brunson, and in particular, Hart and Towns to really save it. So, Knicks get number 7 in a row, 22-10 on the campaign. You take the W. And I think on Monday, you know, I hate to try to predict things. I expect this team to put their foot on their necks early and not even play with their food. I thought tonight was just one of those human nature games. It was a letdown game in terms of defense, their defensive intensity. They weren't sticking with them on the pick and rolls, providing little to no resistance on the backside of the defense, and the rim protection was a little bit suspect tonight. So the Wizards were able to have their way. You had Justin Champagnie with a career high 31 points. Brogdon 22. He had all 5 Wizards starters in double figures. I like this kid Buck Carrington too. I do like him. And Koulibaly has been playing a lot better in his second year with the Wizards. So they have some young scrappers. Kispert always gives the Knicks a little bit of work. Kispert had 11 off the bench. So, yeah, you had 7 Wizards in double figures. This team is 5-24. So, it's just one of those nights, man. But you take the W, you get some rest tomorrow, and then Monday you come out and you beat the brakes off of them. Can't let it be that close. They did look tired. Anakin Flo in the chat, they did. You know, they did look like they were trying to pace themselves in this game. Sam I Am 2024 says, congratulations on your picks tonight. Yeah, I did. I'll get to my underdog picks a little bit later. But yeah, I've been hot tonight. I definitely been hot with the underdog stuff, so I'll get to that. Shane Mack, they played lazy. Yeah, I agree with that. But in the end, they got the job done. $10 super chat from Fox Venkman. Shout out to Fox Venkman. Is it Venkman? Is that from Ghostbusters? Franchise Channel member, $10 super chat says almost bought a Hubert Davis jersey in '94. Shout out to him. Shout out to Hubert Davis, man. UNC coach. Yeah, man. Shout out to him. Okay, Steph said he's going to hit me. Steph said he's going to tap in. So we're going to hear from Stephon Marbury. Stephon Marbury's coming on the post-game show tonight. So I'll be solo dolo for a little bit, and then Steph is going to come in and rock out with us. 136-132. Who knew this thing would turn into an overtime thriller? But one of the things I thought whether this got in trouble was the Wizards, for a good chunk of this game, were winning the rebounding battle. Knicks could not keep them off the boards. And so Wizards got some second chance opportunities, wide open threes. The three-pointers were a story of this game as well. Knicks go 10 of 40 from downtown. Wizards go 17 of 38. So they get outscored 51 of 30 from downtown. And this is a team who's not a good three-point shooting team. So, you know, in the NBA, it happens like that, man. Sometimes you get a team's best shot, and you got to respond. And for the Knicks responding, they responded with their stars. Towns, Brunson, he was building up on that 50-piece the entire night. They had no answer for him. And I was very surprised that this Wizards coach, just like last night with Jamal Mosley, you got a guy like Brunson in his bag, super comfortable, getting to his spots, no deterrence whatsoever, and you don't put two on the ball whatsoever. And that was surprising, man. Yesterday last night in the Magic game, Magic sent the double late. That was like 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. By that time, the game was already out of reach. In this one, I didn't remember any defensive play where the Wizards try to trap Jalen to get the ball out of his hands. So I thought that was interesting, an interesting defensive strategy or lack thereof. Shout out JR, $5 super chat says, whoa, 55, Captain Clutch saved this show from being 3 hours longer tomato tossing. Yeah, he did. I had to pour up the scotch. I had to go to the top shelf, take the ladder out, and go get something nice for the double nickel. Because, yeah, he saved his team from an embarrassing night. Yeah, the tomatoes would have been flying. Blue Collar Gent, $10 super chat says, it wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. Left the game with the building. Salute. Yeah, MSG South was in there heavy. There was more Knicks fans and Wizards fans in there. Did you see the Knicks bench? It looked like Madison Square Garden in there. Saw a lot of Knicks fans in there. Saw some New York versus the World snaps. KFTV was in there repping. So salute to the KFTV and the Knicks fan faithful on this night. 657-383-1509, or you can hit me up on the KFTV Discord. And speaking of the Discord, let's set it off. My guy Yuri in the building, opening the show once again. Yuri, how you feeling, man?
Feeling kind of hectic, to tell you the truth. I ain't got no words. My man JB saved the game, though, so we all good.
He did. He did, man. I mean, were you surprised? I was surprised. They did not really set much attention to him. They left their guards out there on an island to get cooked.
I was very surprised. Where we see in the NBA season, a lot of teams, including some of the worse teams, double up on JB now. So I was very surprised that they were letting him do one-on-one defense when JB had the offense on the ball. Well, that was very surprising.
Yeah. No question, man. What else do you think about the game?
Defense. This game was very. What's the way to describe it? I'm gonna give them some slack.
Yeah.
Yes, I know they're a 5-win team. This was a game that we should have had in the bag, but we got to remember they're coming off the Orlando game where that game was physical, and it was really a lot of hack and slashing going on. So I'm pretty sure they were feeling the after effects of the game.
Yeah.
But with all great teams do, even on their off nights, they find ways to win.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like we have to look at this big picture. I know a lot of Knicks fans, especially in the KFT Discord, are going to be upset that we didn't blow them out, that we had an off night, and that's reasonable. But we got to really be happy that we found a way to win. Regardless.
Yeah. Good points. Good points, man. Appreciate the call, man. Yuri setting it off on the Discord. Remember, guys, in the chat, if you guys are new in the chat, salute to you guys. Remember to join the KFTV Discord, man. 24/7 group chat, and you're able to call in on the show just like Yuri did. And if you are a franchise channel member watching on the YouTube side, then you can get the fast pass to jump in on the post-game show. You get to basically cut the line and jump in on the show. So you get priority calls, 24/7 group chat, and we keep it clean. You heard the last guy last week or so, talk about he got banned. Hey, we keep it clean in there. Yeah, you have fun, but you can't be wilding out in there. That's just how it goes on the Discord. STG Nick on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. How you feel?
Unbelievable. I was in the building tonight,
nice.
And for the first time ever, I was courtside. I was basically where Spike sits. I'll tag you guys on Instagram. It was unbelievable.
Let's go, man. What was the vibes like?
like you said, MSG South was in there heavy. I would say it was damn near almost 50-50 in terms of Knicks. I mean, honestly, could have been 60-40. The Let's Go Knicks chants, and then they were chanting defense. It felt like, we were at the Garden. And then I looked up at the end, and I saw Brunson with 55. He was just taking over. The three ball, I haven't really looked at the box score, but the three ball, I think it was 3 for 11.
3 for 11.
But he was cooking in the
3 for 11,
mid-range, the
correct.
floater. Yeah.
Yeah. Classic Brunson night, man. Classic Brunson night. He was in his bag, unstoppable.
He was, and Cat did his thing too when he needed to. I think he had a few nice threes there in the fourth quarter. But when it was winning time, it was Captain Clutch there. I think he scored the final 5, the and one, and the floater there to put us into overtime. Then he took over in OT. Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah. I thought Cat's minutes when they staggered them in the fourth. Again, having the luxury of having star talent on your team. That's where you have the go-to guy. That's where the Wizards got stuck. For the better part of the 3 quarters, they were going team ball and they were getting their shots, they were getting their looks, but they didn't have a guy that you could really just dump it down to and rely upon. Actually, that guy was Champagnie, and they didn't go to him in crunch time. So that's the sign of an inexperienced team. But for the Knicks, they go to Towns. He goes 8 straight or 10 straight in that fourth quarter. And then in the closing minutes of the fourth and in overtime, his defense I thought was much improved.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Are you staying for the Monday join, or you headed back?
No, I'm staying. I got a place, so I'll be staying and do some stuff tomorrow. Yeah. And then hopefully go close out 2024 with a win, 9 straight, and then go into Utah, and then Oklahoma City.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. There you go, man. STG Nick, we'll catch up. Enjoy the nation's capital, man. Take a tour or something. Go to a museum or something, man. Enjoy yourself, and we'll check back on Monday.
Of course. Thank you so much.
STG Nick on the Discord. He is he's an MSG season ticket holder right there mid-court. He's flexing the tickets, man. He's right there in the 100s, right there mid-court. But he's a road warrior as well. He's traveling with the rest of the Knicks fan faithful. So shout out to him. That's a diehard in the community there. So shout out to him for repping. As you see here, the second most points Jalen Brunson has ever scored in a game. He had 61 against the Spurs last season in a loss. And this is his third 50-piece. Great job, man. Captain Clutch. Great job. As I take a sip of my scotch here, it tastes fantastic. 136-132. Knicks winning overtime. Talk to me, man. 657-383-1509. Or you can hit me up in the KFTV Discord. We'll end with a $50 super chat. A $50 for the 50 burger. He says they should always try to blow out lower-seeded teams early so that the bench can get in more play during garbage time. It is painful to see Huck, shout out Huckamania, who I strongly feel can be a great backup center, and Kolek, the second coming of Stockton, get wasted. Yeah, if we look at the rest of the stories, I was hoping that too. Like on the second night of a back-to-back, I was hoping that they would put this team away early. But the Knicks, they have a hard time doing that with a lot of teams, man. And here's a night you had Precious with 19, and Precious caught a body in the first half. We'll show that highlight. He had 19 minutes. Campaign, another night with single digits, 6. Landry Shamet gets the other 6. And then Deuce with 19, but again, an ineffective 19. He goes 1 for 5 from the field. And so Deuce is in a little bit of a cold streak. Let's check on Deuce's numbers. Last 10, he's 8 points, 36 from 3, but 37 from the field. 37% from the field is Deuce in his last 10. So he's a little bit cold. And remember I was saying, like, one of the things with Deuce is sometimes he has a little bit of difficulty creating separation. So now you're kind of starting to see a little bit more forced shots. And I think number one, we want to see a little bit more of the Payne and Deuce, running Deuce off ball, more Deuce with Brunson, so that Deuce gets more shots in rhythm. I think he needs more shots in rhythm because right now he's a bit cold and he seems to be forcing. He's trying to create that separation using his off arm and things of that nature, but defenses have been staying down on it. The McBride struggles when he's used at the point. Yeah, so. Yeah, I think look, he'll snap out of that, but right now he's just in a little bit of a shooting slump. So between Payne, between Shamet, you want to see those guys pick up the slack. But for the Knick bench, just really wasn't much there. 8 points for them. And conversely, for the Wizards, you had 31 points. So that was another story. 31-8, they get outscored. They get outscored 51-30 from 3. And, that will make for a long night. So thankfully, you got the double-double from Towns, 30 and 14. You got the double nickel from Brunson, 55. Mikal Bridges with another good night, 21. Smooth, efficient, 8 of 14 from the field. And you got Josh Hart with some clutch rebounds in crunch time. He goes on to a double-double and 7 dimes on top of that. So that's what you need, man. $20 super chat from Jeed. He said, what? All right, Jeed, I don't know what that super chat is saying. He says, do I even read the super chat? Is this guy in the right room? He says, I saw Iron Claw last night. So I'm not sure. Does anybody know what Jeed's super chat is referring to? Is he in the right room? He dropped 20 beans. I want to respect the super chat, but I can't really decipher what my man is really saying and talking about here. Steve Underhill, $20 super chat franchise channel member, says this is why players say winning is so hard. Even the Wizards bench can have a great night. That's how good this team is. Tired from a back-to-back weak shooting night and can still fend off a team that hit a hot streak. Yeah, wasn't pretty, but they got the job done. Yeah, G'd sound like he got a personal problem. Like, gee, you got to call a doctor or something. Go to urgent care. My man might have food poisoning. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with G'd, man. So to everybody on the IG side, Erica Ford, Anthony Parasol, salute to you, Anthony on the IG side, and you on the YouTube. So shout out to Anthony. Yeah, man. D Shakin says, do you address comments on the chat? Yeah, absolutely, man. But, and truth be told, YouTube gets a lot of the priority. That's where the family is. That's where our franchise channel members are. That's where the full post-game show is with highlights and all of that. So, we give YouTube and the Discord most of the priority, but we do tap in everywhere. So, I only got 2 eyes, man. So I'm trying to pay attention to different things. I got to pay attention to the Discord and all of that. So we get to it when we can. We do our best. Tone on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Tone, going once on the Discord. Yep.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How you feel, bro?
I'm pretty good. Oh, man. I finally could work my nerves down from this game, man.
Yeah.
I got off work and I looked and I was like, what's going on, man? I was expecting like a 40-point blowout, so I wasn't expecting this at all. But, man, thank God for JB, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for JB. But I called a couple times, but I called and I always said every time the Knicks play these bad teams with these, lesser-known players, always take the over on all those players because they always get their career high against us. It's crazy. It never fails. Like, it never fails.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wizards is going crazy from 3. I'm like, who is – I forgot dude's name. I'm like, bro was killing us.
Champagny, man, local product. Champagny was giving him that work.
I'm like, I'm like, bro, who is this, man?
Yeah,
he was killing us.
Champagny was giving him that work, man. Don't sleep. Do not sleep. But that's what I was saying. Like, that's the thing when you take on these teams and they're missing their guys. Like, they had a great game plan offensively. Run Jalen through a ton of screens, go right at Cat, test their rim protection, test their energy on the second night of a back-to-back. The Wizards came with more energy. They came with more effort. And for that, they were rewarded. They got the confidence and they got into a good rhythm.
Yeah, but I think this was another good test for us to use later on, like during playoff time, where we're not fully healthy or like our energy's not 100% and we can still grind out a win. I think little games like this, they'll pay off in the end. I'm so happy that JB was hitting his free throws today.
Yeah, 16 to 17. That was big. To me, that was bigger than the 55. I'm like, yo, make your free throws in crunch time. Got to.
Yeah, I was so happy for that, man.
Yeah.
But, I think our next game, I think we're going to blow them out. I think we're going to get the real version of next game.
Yeah.
Next game, I think we're going to blow them out.
Yeah. I expect them to make a statement in that next game, man. Appreciate the call, man. Tone on the Discord. I really do. I expect them to make a statement. Don't play with your food. But give credit. Wizards scrap, man. They almost got this one. They really did. Here was Jalen Brunson after the game on the heels of his double nickel. Here we go. His courtesy of MSG Networks. Here's Jalen Brunson. Here we go.
Kenny, thank you so much. Jalen, it is a pleasure to be here in person watching you put out that masterpiece. What made tonight so challenging for you guys?
I mean, they played hard regardless of who was out there for them, and they came ready to play. And we were a step behind until the fourth and found a way to turn it up and came away with the win.
42 of your 55 came after halftime. Do you read the game? Because you've done a lot of different things this year in terms of how many shots you take, etc. What about tonight made you realize you had to score so much?
Yo,
Don't do it. Don't do it. Deuce.
I don't know. Like you said, I read the game and then I find a way to impact it. And tonight was scoring, and you got to find a way, honestly.
What's it like to be so clutch at the foul line with so much on the line?
I mean, it's great knowing that I haven't made a bunch of free throws this year. I mean, I've been terrible. But I made it when it was needed.
You seem pretty popular among your teammates. How's that?
I don't like my teammates one bit. They really annoy the hell out of me.
Well, it was a treat to watch you. Congratulations on a phenomenal performance.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That was the captain. Deuce tried to get him again. He was not having it. He was not with the theatrics this time with Deuce McBride. But shout out to Brunson and, shout out to the team, man. The locker room is as united as ever. The chemistry is on 1,000. And they play hard for each other, man. They play for each other. So there it is, Captain Clutch. And he talked about the free throws. He said he was woeful from the free throw line, and so that was important. That was important. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to Will N. Who else we got in here? Bob Hemmond, franchise channel member, $10 super chat, says Thibodeau coached his best game. Swing it back. Towns hits a three. My man was screamed them to victory. Yeah, you could hear Tibbs all the way from the other side of the TV. Shout out to everybody that was tapping in with CK2K on the Underdog play-by-play show. A-Dub, $10 super chat, says tired legs. That's all. I believe they will blow them out next game. No Diddy. Okay. All right. Who else we got here? Blue Collar Gent. I think I got that. DJ Tiggs, 13, $10 super chat says, why Tip stop playing Pain? Everyone hit that thumbs up for the greatest Knicks show. Yeah, hit that like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. Look, I think with this 9-man rotation, especially on a night like tonight, Tibbs was not trying to take no chances. So how many minutes did Brunson play? He needed 44 minutes from Captain Clutch to save the day here. And so between Payne and Shamet, they got to split that 12. Towns 44. Bridges. Mikal Bridges continues to play damn near all game. 42 for OG. So, it's a tough call. But it seems like Shamet is going to be cutting into some of Payne's minutes. And we'll see how it goes going forward. But only 6 minutes tonight for one Cameron Payne. Only 6 minutes tonight for Cam Payne. Call us up, man. 657-383-1509. Or you can hit us up on the KFTV Discord. Pops the Legend, you up next. Pops the Legend.
What's going on, CP?
Pops, how you feeling, man?
Not nervous anymore, my friend. At least we pulled out that win.
Yeah. Good win, man. Good win. Well, good to get 7 in a row. I wouldn't say this was, a quality win. I'll take the win, but I'm more happy that they got 7 in a row. They're back and they're still in the rhythm, and they're on a roll. So let's go with it.
Absolutely. And I know it's a little early, so we don't need to start building, but at least let's get some architects and some designers on that Brunson statue on MSG one time, hopefully with some championship wins.
Hopefully, man. They got to start with Clyde, man. Clyde needs a statue. We got a relic among us. We got a legend, a living legend. Still alive, still with all his faculties, still with the rhyming and jiming, all of that. We got to respect him, man. Build a statue for Clyde and then put a next one up for Willis and then put another one up for the captain, Patrick Ewing. We need 3. 3 statues at MSG, inside, outside, don't matter where it's at. They need the statues, man.
I agree. I don't know why we don't have at least one of our, immortals of the New York Knicks, but
yeah,
hopefully that's something that, the people can start crying for, and maybe they'll deliver. Because, yeah, you're right. And Clyde's been with the franchise for a while now, so
yeah,
he's in there every day. He should be acknowledged.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Yo, Pops, you a franchise channel member, man. I see you on the lounge section of the Discord, but you got to be in the members lounge. You got to connect your YouTube account to the Discord and then jump in on the members lounge. Members lounge, man.
Okay. I'll take a look at that,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
Nonetheless, I'm with the people, so as long as I'm here, that's what counts.
Absolutely, man. Call back anytime. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Pops the legend on the Discord. All right, who else we got here? Get to the people. Who else we got? OS Jedi. Go ahead and unmute your mic on the Discord.
Hey, CP. Hope you're having a good Friday.
Hey, it's Saturday, man, so even better.
Oh, sorry about that. Long week.
Let's go.
So, good win by the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
A win's a win.
Mm-hmm.
It goes into the win column 7 in a row. One thing I wanted to focus on is Karl Anthony Towns had 2 fouls in the first quarter.
Yeah.
At the 7-minute mark. Didn't come back to the game to the 45-second mark. We really need to figure out how to manage his fouls moving forward, because it completely changes the defensive dynamic, because he's scared of getting more fouls and getting out of the game. And I just don't think Precious Achiuwa right now has the ability to put up the defense that Karl Anthony Towns gives us. And I think that's all I got today.
Yeah, appreciate the call, man. I was a little bit nervous with that, with Towns and the free throws and the fouling, because he picked up 2 quick ones today again, and I'm just like, yo, man, damn, against this Wizards team, it shouldn't be that much of a struggle. Steph Bondy, on that topic, our guy Bondy from the Post talked to both Towns and Tibbs about this, so this was a good segue by you, because I just pulled up the article. And let's see what he says here. I'm reading it live. I didn't get a chance to read it while the game was on. But this is what Thibodeau says. He says there's good aggressive fouls, and there's fouls that are obviously cheap that you have to clean up. I think that's the most important thing for him to understand, the difference between the two and how it's called. He says, I think discipline is the most important thing. We want the contact, but we also want it to be done with intelligence. It's a big part of physicality. It's a big part of winning. Whether the official's looking for, he's been around long enough to know there are things they're looking for that trigger calls, so be disciplined. The verticality being one of them, setting screens being the other. Town says, let's start with the man in the mirror. I got to make better decisions. I give up possibly 1 to 2 bad fouls. So do my job, take the ones that I can handle. Take out the ones that I can handle. Okay. So that's it. That pretty much sums it up. And look, I thought Tibbs hit it on the head. Discipline. That's one of my concerns with Towns, especially when we get to money time. All this regular season stuff is hot. MVP caliber, all of that. We give him credit. He's been fantastic. I'm talking about money time, playoff time, high pressure situation, a physical and mental endurance test. Are you going to be able to lock in and be available on the court? They need him.
Can I mention one more thing, CP?
Yeah, sure. I thought you were gone, but go ahead.
All right, yeah. That's where Mitchell Robinson comes in.
Yeah.
He brings in the physicality. During the playoffs, he's going to be a centerpiece for the Knicks. I really think so. And thank you again.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. As long as he comes back healthy, we welcome him. We need him. Definitely need him. So, yeah, for Towns, man, he's just got to play smarter. Can't give up. He can't give up any ticky-tacks. You know, if you're going to be fouling, let them earn it. But teams are going to goat him. Bait him, rather. They're going to bait him. So just like Tibbs said, he's got to be smarter. Got to play smarter. And Towns accepted it. He put the onus on himself. Accountability. That's all you want from a player. So that's good. Good quotes by both of those guys. We got 2,800 people in the chat on the YouTube side. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. The #1 post-game show for the fans, by the fans. Welcome to the KFTV experience. And we're going to get to our key stats tonight, presented by DraftKings in just a bit. But if you guys are new in the chat, type in #new. I'll give you guys a shout out, man. If you guys are new in the chat, type in #new. 2,800 people on the check-in on the YouTube side on this Saturday night. Salute to you guys. Okay, key stats of the night presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. The shooting. This was marked by the shooting. The Wizards were hot in this one. 51% from field goal range and 44 from downtown. The Knicks conversely 52 and 25 from downtown. Knicks got outscored 51-30 from beyond the arc. So their tough shooting carries over from the Orlando game. Richard Baptiste, you ain't new, but welcome anyway. But I thought, the Knicks cleaning up from the charity stripe, 24-26 from the charity stripe was good. They kept the rebounding battle close, even though the Wizards won that one by 1. You had the assist battle. Knicks losing that 32-26. They did lose the assist battle as well. And then what else do we have here on the stats? Just pulling that up for IG. Turnovers, 15 Knicks turnovers led to 18 Wizards points. 17 Wizards turnovers led to 26 Knicks points. So the Knicks did a good job, especially I thought in the fourth and overtime, kind of settling things. Points in the paint, even though they couldn't knock down their threes, the Knicks did end up with 78 points in the paint compared to 60 for the Wizards. So neither team was really deterring the other when it came to paint points. But the Knicks were able to get the best of the Wizards there. They outscored them by 18 in the paint. Then largest lead for the night, 11 for the Wizards and 6 for the Knicks. So just enough to get the job done on the heels of a double nickel outing from the captain, Jalen Brunson. So, hey, just one of those games, man. Sometimes you just can't call it. You just can't call it. But either way, man, the key stats of the night, ladies and gentlemen, are brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Remember, go to DraftKings Sportsbook or go to DraftKings.com. Use our code KFTV. Bet $5 and get up to $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. And that's through DraftKings Sportsbook. You have a number of sports on today. You had college football on. You had pro football on today. The Knicks, pro hockey. You got sports on damn near 24/7 in this season. And so with DraftKings, you have a lot of opportunities to get in on the action. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-78-HOPE-NY. That's or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. Remember that 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. This is void in Ontario, so my Canadian friends, you got to come over the border to get in on the action. Your bet must win to receive the reward. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/bball. All right, so shout out to our friends at DraftKings once again for sponsoring the #1 postgame show for the fans, by the fans. And speaking of fans, hang on, man. This guy, he hasn't showed up in a while. Let me get his music on. Even though he don't pay me royalties to play this. And it ain't Saturday. It ain't Friday. It's Saturday. But shout out to Robert Randolph himself, Sergeant Sources, friend of the program, sorta, $20 super chat, says, seems like we are missing King Julius down the stretch in these type of games. He goes, Mitchell Robinson won't be on the team past the trade deadline. The 2-for-1 trade will be the key piece when Towns gets in foul trouble. All right, so that's from Sergeant Sources. Says, it says Mitch is on the block. Yeah, Robert, man, you ain't pay me my royalty check from last year when I play your song every time your super chat comes in. All right, so we're gonna take care of that business after this. Yeah, I don't like commingling business with postgame, but I just have to get that out there. So shout out to Sergeant Sources. And we got tomatoes in the chat for Robert Randolph. the chat showing love to Mr. Friday Night. Robert Randolph getting tomatoes in the chat, man. The Sergeant Sources, they are not feeling the intel. Well, you got to call in, man. You haven't called in since last year. Shout out to Robert Randolph, man. Call in anytime. Chat is filling it up with tomatoes. Shout out Ricardo Prada. Team hashtag new Ricardo. I see you in there. Mark. Shout out to Mark. That's just his YouTube name. His YouTube name is just Mark. B-Ball Truth Teller. Salute to you. Pac-Man says Robert Randolph got the first case of blues singer CTE. He put the broken heart emoji. Mike said delusion at its finest. Jamel Moore, salute to you, man. Team hashtag news. Yeah, this is what happens, man. On the number one show for the fans by the fans, man. We got Robert Randolph in here. Chad is making tomatoes out of this guy. He ain't paying me my money yet. You know? It's just one of those evenings, man. Having fun with it. Fort Knicks on the Discord, guy. Don't mute your mic.
What up, CP?
How you feeling, man? Saturday night.
Good, man. Feeling good after that win, man. Long time, first time, man. Thanks for having me.
Sure, yeah, anytime, man.
Listen, man, a win is a win, right?
Yeah. Got to take it 22 and 10, man. 22 and 10.
Exactly. It's a win. You know, it's a shame that this was like a tough game that we had to grind out against the Wizards, but I think it was a great test. You know, any team is bound for an explosion. Any team is bound for, for a tough night. I mean, like we blew out the Nuggets, and I don't think the Nuggets are a worse team than the Wizards by any means. So, I got to give it up to the Wizards. They were playing their hearts out. Some young guys got an opportunity, and they took advantage of it. But listen, man, I've been guilty of this in the past. I look too far ahead sometimes, so I'm thinking about the playoffs right now.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I think they touched on this during the game at some point, like some of the broadcasters. But we currently have 4 players that scored 40 points or more before the new year. Yeah. That has never happened in league history.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking in a 7-game series, we have the arsenal where I think we can go up against anybody, and anybody can go off at any point. We'll have a Mikal Bridges game. We'll have an OG Anunoby game. And I think in a 7-game series, thinking about, the previous opponents that we've had, I think it's hard to not see us winning a 7-game series.
Yeah, I mean, that is the beauty of this team right now offensively is the depth and the weapons. We haven't had this ever. Probably since the 70s championship team. When you're talking Clyde and Willis and you're talking and you're talking the Pearl, the Busher, we haven't had it since then. We've always been either a top heavy, one star and his band of merry men trying to carry things, or just a bunch of scrappers. But we've never really had it where you have this much depth. Now, all of that is hot, but they got to defend. That's it. They've got to come to play defense because right now, Brunson and Towns are marked men on the defensive end. Every team knows that is where they're going to go to exploit the Knicks. And so they've got to be on point at the point of attack, and they got to be on point in terms of their rim protection, man. Tonight, things broke down a lot. I thought a lot of it was effort. They took their foot off the gas coming off the Orlando win. But their defense just has to be there. Their defense picks it up, they'll be A-OK.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, I agree. And I think somebody said it last night. But the Orlando team, for instance, they're a bit reminiscent of who the Knicks were over the last few years, from a defensive standpoint.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I feel like this Knicks team, we kind of took the approach of, I feel like we're taking the approach of like the Indiana Pacers last year. They weren't a great defensive team, but their offense was top notch in the league.
Yeah.
And we saw how that played out. Obviously the Knicks were riddled with injuries, but top defensive team of the league going up against one of the best offenses, and we were outplayed by the Indiana Pacers in a 7-game series, right?
Yeah.
So now we're going to be the top, one of the top offensive teams in the league, and I think that could, I don't know, man. We've never seen a Tibbs team that's performing at this level from an offensive standpoint, and I think by playoff time, I think defensively, once we get Mitch back, I think a couple callers ago mentioned that as well. Like, I think we're coming together. This offseason is going to look like a movie, in my opinion.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Definitely. Enjoy the weekend, my man, and thanks for calling in, man.
Likewise. Thanks for your time.
Fort Knicks on the Discord. Salute to him. Okay, we got some more comments here from our guy Robert Randolph, Mr. Friday Night Knicks. Here we go. Another $20 super chat. Yeah, and he's a franchise channel member, so, he does spend Skrilla here. He does support the machine. He says, I ain't calling in until I get over my depressions from King Julius. Yeah, he was a big-time member of the Julius Randle Hive. And, he was one of those guys. He always tried to throw me under the bus because I was not really a big Randle supporter. I was a known Randle hater. Yeah, they knew me as a Randle hater. And this guy would always try to throw me under the bus on Twitter to curry favor with the Randles and whatnot. It wasn't working. Because as you see, Leon of Worldwide West packed his bags up. We had the CAA meeting. You wasn't a part of it. And we sent Julius packing to bring in Towns. So it just is what it is, man. We should have traded you to Minnesota. Bring back Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam or something. Trade Robert Randolph for Prince's greatest hits. We need a new Friday night song anyway. Well, shout out to Robert Randolph, man. Mel Moore on the Facebook says nobody misses Julius. Look, hey man, not to kick Julius while he's down. He's already struggling. And over there in Minnesota. But we can still trade Robert Randall. we could trade. We'll take anything back at this point. Shout out to Robert. Let me catch up on these super chats. Let's see who else we got in here. Blue Collar Jen, I got him. Richard Horton, got him, I think. Richard Horton, $20 super chat. Let's go Knicks. Harlem born, Bronx bred. Salute to Richard Horton. Salute. Damian G Reviews, franchise channel member, $5 super chat, says it's been mentioned on previous shows, but teams are giving the Knicks their best shot every time. They are the hunted now. Good learning experience. Yeah, absolutely. Gotta expect it. Shout out to Richard Horton. He did join the franchise channel members. Artman, formerly known as Steve, says 20-10, 7-game winning streak. A win is a win. Lost a couple games we should have won, but we third in the East, closing in on the Celtics. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Richard says, $10 super chat says, Knicks taking over the nation's capital tonight. Yeah, man, if you guys were in the building, we heard from STG Nick. If you guys were in the building, let us know, and we'll talk about it, man. Call us up with your stadium report. Shout out to G, $10 super chat says he's been drinking tonight. Okay, so earlier we couldn't decipher what he was talking about in his first super chat. He says he's been drinking tonight, so we give him a bly. We give him a bly. He said he watched the Iron Claw movie. It is very sad. I am new here. Wanted to make a convo. Okay, well, hey, if you're new here, welcome here. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the super chat. I don't know which Iron Claw. Are you talking about like the martial arts movie Iron Claw? Like the classic joints? Or is that a new one? I was on the Netflix. I've been on the Netflix for a little bit. I just wrapped up on Netflix. I just wrapped up The Madness. Anybody saw The Madness on Netflix? I thought that was pretty good. I don't remember the actor's name. He was kind of like a bootleg Idris Elba. I think they were trying to package it like that. It was kind of on some like Luther vibes. Anybody fans of Luther, the Luther series with Idris Elba? That's my guy right there. I rocked with Luther heavy. But I kind of got that vibe from The Madness and that actor. But he was good. Based in Philly. I thought it was good. I thought the plot was good. I was into it. Me and wifey went into it. We were tapping in on it. Oh, Iron Claw, the movie about the Von Erichs. Of course. Yeah, I saw that movie. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that movie. I saw Iron Claw. I was on the way to Croatia. I saw Iron Claw. Absolutely. Texas Tornado was my guy. That was a good movie. Yeah, Madness was dope. Madness was dope. Okay, he was from Fear the Walking Dead. I wasn't into Walking Dead like that. So I did not see. I didn't know who he was. I was not familiar with his game. I thought he was good. Good actor. I was into the series. Yeah, Iron Claw was a good movie. Shout out to the Von Erichs, man. Wrestling Dynasty, all of that. Yeah. Texas Tornado was my guy. Iron Claw is very sad, though. Sad how they all went out. You know, a lot of people thought that family was cursed, man. But yeah, good stuff. Shout out to Jeed. He was drinking, but hey, everybody brings their brick. And you know, some people talk about the Knicks, some people talk movies. You know, we can go there, man. We have range here at KnicksFanTV. 2,300 on the check-in and the chat. Let's go. Randy Johnson, franchise channel member, says, CK, I'm 49. I never seen an offense like this, but yes, need that Knicks defense, right? Well, I'm CP the franchise. CK was on the other show, on the play-by-play show. Shout out to CK. That's our guy. Yeah. My cousin told me about the Jackal, some series called the Jackal on, I think it's either Prime or on Peacock or one of those. I think I'm gonna check that next. See what that's looking like. Jackal, something about Jackal. I don't know if it's based on the old movie with Richard Gere. Shout out to Adrian Farris joining the franchise channel members. Shout out to Adrian. Tatted Up Darkson says, yo, I never seen the Wizards play so well in any game they couldn't miss. Probably because Poole wasn't there hogging the damn ball. Yeah, they felt liberated. They told Poole and Kuzma, yeah, y'all sit over there and fashion out on the bench. We got this. We gonna play some basketball. We gonna play some team ball over here. Y'all go ahead and walk the runway, sashay, do what you do. We gonna play basketball here in Washington right now. And hey, between Champagny, I like Bud Carrington. I like him. I like scrappers like that. Koulibaly. You know, those two guys, I think they're going to help, especially defensively. And Carrington, he was cooking JB all night. So like I said, Knicks needed all 55 of them points because JB was giving it back up on the other end. But we're not going to talk about that because they got the win. So yeah, once they put those boys on the bench, they started balling. Princeton offense out there. So, Kispert gets it popping, and, Valanciunas was getting active in there. They gave the Knicks a run for their money, man. No question about it. So, yeah, man, Saturday night. What else is going on? Somebody said Colorado was getting work. Is Shador and those guys getting that work? I'm looking for a QB for my Giants. I watched my guy Cam Ward. I was a big-time Miami Hurricanes fan. I was watching my guy Cam Ward out there today. How did Shador look tonight? We headed for the number 1 pick, I hope. First black quarterback in Giants history, maybe? Well, I'm quarterback shopping, man. My team needs help. So how did Shador look tonight? Somebody give me a report on Shador Sanders. Was he airing it out or what, man? Was Travis Hunter balling tonight, or was he sitting on the bench writing love notes? What's going on with that, man? Oh, man. That poor guy. Yeah, I will not let Travis Hunter live out there, man. Killing that kid. Killing the kid, man. You know, young whippersnapper wet behind the ears, man. Y'all shredding him. Shout out Soccer Rebellion, $20 super chat says, what's with the 3-ball late in the game when the paint was working? Been on the phones for 50 minutes waiting to chat. Okay, 616 area code. All right, so let's go right to you, man. Right to you, 616. It's your show, man. Let's talk about it. Salute.
CP, man, I've been waiting a minute to get on the phone with you.
Hey, man, it's a
Love
busy
the
show,
man.
man.
For the first time.
Appreciate it.
I'm out in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and
okay.
It's funny, man. Every time I go out to the bar, they have no idea what a New York fan looks like, and they always say that we're mad different because of how passionate we are.
Yeah,
so
yeah, we're the best. No one like us. Man.
It's cool to get that respect. You know what I mean?
For sure, we deserve it.
But I also think I'm the worst fan to ever watch the game with because games like this, like I lose my stuff when you watch the team for 82 games,
mm-hmm.
like you see when they're off and you see when things aren't working. And
mm-hmm.
I'm a Knicks fan. I'm not like an NBA fan, so I just watch the Knicks. So
okay.
It's not the best thing for me. So sometimes when I'm seeing them do things, I'm like, why aren't you doing this the way? But anyway,
yeah.
First thing I want to say is Josh Hart. We need to get him into the All-Star game.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
sure,
he's the real deal. He's my new number favorite 3. John Starks was my favorite growing up,
mm-hmm.
but now Josh Hart, he's the real deal, man. He does
mm-hmm.
all the little things that pick up the pieces that allow us to get in rhythm, and that's some of the things that I look for on this team, where some of the players can't pick up the pieces. Where sometimes Cat, I feel like, throws us off rhythm sometimes when it's a lack of a hustle play, but he had a great offensive game today. It's the defensive things that concern me and the discipline, like you just said. But I remember the days with Alonzo Trier.
Yeah.
And I remember playing teams to where we had these battles where we were the Wizards, but you'd play these good teams, and it didn't matter how much we grinded, how much we did, we always found a way to win. And it's
mm-hmm.
so nice to be on the flip side of that, to where it doesn't matter what's going on. Like, this is where the leaders of the leaders step up and they do their things. Like, the superstars step up, and tonight the Knicks did that when everyone else seemed to take a day off. And it seemed like Brunson and Cat late in the game did what they had to do to pick up the pieces to put the points on the board.
Yeah,
and it's just nice to see that clutch gene is definitely in our culture. And I know one of the callers said that Tibbs, like, I think his rotations are good. I disagree with that. I don't know if I was all on board with how Tibbs managed his game,
mm-hmm.
just because late in the game, why are we chucking up threes? I think there was like 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah,
and I'm yelling at my TV, and we're just shooting threes when every time we drive to the paint, Brunson's getting a bucket plus one.
78 points in the paint. And I didn't like it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He took 2 threes that I was like, we don't need that, especially when you're getting whatever you wanted in the paint. They were down by 3, and they were trying to tie it up in one shot. I was like, we could break this down in 2 possessions and really get to it.
Yeah. We were flirting with this 2-point game, and I felt like we could have been up by 6 and probably closed it before overtime. And so I don't know. I mean, in your opinion, is that on Tibbs, or is that just, is it just the players' game at this point? It's
the players, man. You know, they're gonna have the freedom to make that call, and with Brunson, you're gonna have to live and die with it. He dropped 55 tonight, so you got to trust him. That's Captain Clutch for a reason. And even though those 2 didn't fall, he got the job done, and the rest did. And especially at the free throw line, he got it done for us. So you got to live with it.
Yeah. And I want to ask you this. It's the last, and I'll get out of your hair, man. But
sure.
Thank you so much for your time and everything you do. Every time I watch a Knicks game, it's a 4-hour affair now. Because I have to watch you after the game. But I appreciate it so much.
No problem.
Being out here in Grand Rapids. So just respect to you. How do you feel about Cat? I feel like the honeymoon's almost over a little bit when I watch him play. It seems like demeanor-wise, it just seems like he's kind of getting into mid-season flow a little bit, or blues, or I don't know what it is. It just doesn't seem the same electricity, or it just takes him a minute to get going. Do you agree with that, or are you comfortable with where Cat's at?
Yeah, I love where he's at right now. I love where he's at. It could be a little bit of a rough patch. You have to go up against Wemby, and then the next game you got Orlando Magic trying to play football, and he's getting into foul trouble. So it just could be one of those stretches where he's just getting beat up a little bit. Things aren't really going his way. But I love where he's at, and I love his demeanor. And when Brunson's was on the bench tonight, case in point, he took over. So he knows when to switch it on and when to get others involved. So I love his patience, and I love his overall game plan. I thought he was good.
Right on. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
thank you for your time, man. Happy holidays.
No problem, man. I saw a guy checking in from Michigan. Where is everybody tapping in from, man? We got Knicks fans calling in from all over the world. You heard Knicks fans that were at the game. Knicks fans from New York. My guys calling in from Michigan. Where are you guys calling in from? Throw your cities, throw your states, throw your countries in the chat, and we will shout you guys out, man. So let us know where you guys are repping from. Yeah, Towns tonight, 13-19, a quiet 30-14. I'm good where the big bodega's at. Let's talk come money time. Money time. Because that's where I was evaluating Julius. That's where I evaluate, Brunson's his money time resume is good. His money time resume might be better than his regular season resume. So that's one thing with Captain Clutch. When it's time to get it popping, playoff time, he's ready. He showed us that 2 years in a row now. Now it's for the rest to come along for the ride. Hart's going to be there. I got it. OG was there before he got hurt. So, we getting ready, man. But you got to get through it. 82 games. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So you're gonna have those and I can't even call it off nights because he still dropped the 30-point double-double. But yeah, man, I like where Towns is at. Okay, we got Tugboat Taylor, 757 VA. Shout out to Tugboat Taylor. I was watching my alma mater. I was watching Hampton and Howard today in college basketball. You got Michael Vick returning to Norfolk State. I think that's a beautiful thing. You saw the picture with him and AI. So shout out to 757, man. Definitely miss my VA days. That chapter in my book was a special one for sure. Richard Prada checking in from Portugal. Jamaica in the building. Big up yourself, Smokestack Charm Boy. I see you in here. King Matthews, Southgate, Maryland. Okay. Georgetown, Guyana in here. Okay. Track Monkey, how you feeling? We got Italy in here. Tutto Azzurri. Tutto Azzurri says Italian rugby squad. Salute to Tutto. All right, man. Salute, man. We are worldwide in here. Definitely. Columbia, South Carolina, by way of money earning Mount Vernon. Chuck chilling in the building. Salute to you, man. Yeah, shout out to HU, man. Shout out to VA. That was a special time for sure. Immortal Cuts, $10 super chat, says I was at the game behind the hoop by the Knicks bench in a bright yellow tee. Great game. NY was repping hard. Salute to Immortal Cuts. Who else we got in here? Soccer Rebellion. Okay, that was him. That was my guy on the phone. $20 super chat. Respect. Tuto says, love and respect to CP and all Knicks fans across the pond. Greetings from our entire Italian rugby team currently in Dublin, Ireland. We had a massive win today, man. Congratulations to the Italian rugby team. I think Tuto, he's been here before because I remember that chat about the rugby team. So shout out to Tuto and the rugby squad, man. We support them. We rocking with them. Rhyme Animal Chuck D $5 super chat says JB's playing chess on an NBA checkerboard and learning as much from a 21-point performance as the 55s. True indeed. That's our captain, man. That is captain. Fox Venkman, $10 super chat says best roster we've had since the days of Team Titanic. Oh yeah, absolutely. True indeed. True indeed, man. 136-132. The Knicks get the dub. Definitely want to shout out. Who else I want to shout out, man? I want to shout out another one of my sponsors, man. We got to salute to sponsors, pay some bills for sure. And sponsor number 2 is going to be our friends over at Manscaped, man. Shout out to our guys over at Manscaped, the number one men's grooming tool, both above and below the waist. You guys know what it is, man. Manscaped has been the official ball bag trimmer of KFTV for damn near 6 years. And they continue to be, man. Use our code KFTV. Support our sponsors. You support us for 20% off plus free shipping. I'm telling you, man, Manscaped is the goods. They have a ton of products, fellas, for you to take care of your grooming needs. Whether it's for your family jewels, whether it's for your beard, your mustache, your ear, your nose trimmer. They have everything for you. They have the electric foil shaver. The close-knit shaver, they've got a lot of shavers for you guys, man. Plus the solutions: shampoo, conditioner, body wash, deodorant, cologne, foot deodorant, whatever you need. Hey, no testimonials. You just go out there and take care of it. Take care of your hygiene. That's with our guys at Manscaped, man. 20% off plus free shipping using our code KFTV. They ship to the U.S., Canada, Mexico, UK, South Africa, Singapore, all over the world, man. So check them out. Once again, code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. And always remember, man, no testimonials. Just go get that. No testimonials, man. All right, shout out to our guys at Manscaped. Okay. Say Quizzy on the Discord. Say Quizzy, get in. I'll mute your mic.
You?
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
How you feeling?
Right now, I'm just making some tomato soup for Robert Randolph because that was a terrible take. I don't know who's missing Randall right now with Pat playing like this.
Yeah.
But we need Jordan Poole and Kuzma back on the court because I've never seen the Wizards play like this.
Yeah.
Every shot was going in for them. I need them back on the court. But those last 2 minutes, like when we was up by 3 and they kept taking threes, that was about to pull my hair out. I think we called a timeout, and then Brunson came, took a 3, but we made it out alive.
Yeah.
It looked ugly, but we made it out.
Yeah, it did.
Thank God Brunson dropped 55 and made his free throws because I was over here stressed if we'd have lost this game out of all the games we played.
For sure.
But hopefully next game we probably going to blow them out. Hopefully Tibbs get in their ear, make sure they don't play around next game. Take care of business because we right behind Boston. We right there.
Right there.
Get that second seed. We need Pacers to win tomorrow. We need them to win tomorrow. We'll be right there, but that's all I really got to say.
Yeah, there it is, man. Say Quizzy, salute to you. Salute to you on the Discord, man. He's becoming a frequent caller of the KFTV postgame show. Shout out to Say Quizzy, call back anytime. It is a cool soundbite here. Shout out to NBA in New York. This is Brunson in the locker room. Here's Brunson and his teammates. Here we go.
Look up the scoreboard. It says 50-something, so that is what it is.
So many nights where Tibbs has talked about you doing what's needed. And did you feel kind of fourth quarter and overtime, that's what was needed tonight?
We were a sub slow night. We got to give them credit. And then fourth quarter, we picked up a little bit and just found a way to put the game in our favor. It took overtime, but still, it took a lot tonight. Look up the score.
All right, so you got the goat sounds, animal sounds going on in the locker room. That sounded like campaign, didn't it? It sounded like campaign a deuce. So look at Brunson's face. I'm showing Brunson's face for those of you listening on the podcast. He's like, yo, I've had it with these deuce theatrics, man. I like that chemistry with this team, man. They rock with each other heavy. That's all you could ask for. What do you talk about? Chemistry in the locker room. So shout out to those guys. Oh, you said that was hard. That was hard. I'm bugging. That was hard. So they said it was hard. So the roommates doing a little bit of snapping on each other in the locker room. All right, good, man. Hopefully Monday they'll come out and put this team away early. Knicks Fix on the Discord. Get on mute your mic. Knicks Fix. Knicks Fix on the Discord. Do we have the Knicks Fix? Okay. All right, we will drop him off. LP, go ahead. LP, unmute your mic.
Yo, CP, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How you feeling, man?
Yo, man, feeling great, man. This game was reminding me like the other night when they were in New Orleans, man. You know, a team, single-digit wins. I was just like, man, I thought they were going to let go of the rope, man, but they didn't do it, man. They hung on, got it done, 55 for Brunson. And hopefully we can follow it up Monday. But I don't think it's going to be a blowout Monday, though. I feel like it's going to, it won't be overtime, but I think they'll get it finished in regulation. That's how I feel.
Okay. Well, I hope so, man. I hope they put these guys away and not play around. But we'll see how it goes. Like I said, either way, I don't think it should be as difficult as it was tonight. Or at least hopefully it's not.
Nah.
Hopefully it's not.
Nah, I agree. I agree with you, CP. I don't think it will be. Yo, thanks for taking my call, CP, man. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, appreciate the call, man. Appreciate that.
No doubt.
And, we're talking about passings. Yesterday, Greg Gumbel passed. Today, just now announced Charles Dolan. Charles, not James. James's father, Charles Dolan, founder of Cablevision and HBO, passed away today at 98. Charles Dolan, media pioneer, Cablevision founder, passed away. So rest in peace to Charles Dolan. Condolences to the Dolan family. Charles Dolan passing away, man. So, 98. Condolences to the fam. Okay. All right. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. Let's load some people up. Okay, get some people in on the phones, actually. Okay. 732, rapid fire. How you feeling?
Feeling good, CP. You can hear me all right?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right. Well, first with Mr. Randolph, I've got the new song for him.
Mm-hmm.
Friday night with the mini tees and Julius game of the week. I got bleacher seats, paid $10 just to get there. I think if we trade him, we could also trade the song, and maybe you can make a few bucks too. What do you think?
Hey, I'm with it, man. I am with the takeover, man. And with you leading the way, man, with those bars, let's do it.
All right. Well, I was just gonna say this first. The great Sidney Dean told Billy Hoyle on the streets.
Yeah.
I know it's a family show, but the sun can shine on the dog's ass any day. Anybody can win the lottery. So it was a tough game, but they pulled it out just fine.
There you go.
That's not the concern. Now, listen, Tibbs has explained this throughout the year. He needs cohesion with the starting guys. That's why he's playing these crazy minutes for, Bridges especially. I think that as the season progresses and they hit that stride, it's going to be on Tibbs. I think the players can dictate these games now, as you put it before. It's on them, not on Tibbs, to close these types of games out. But Tibbs is really going to have to manage what can be a 10-man rotation and really have to rest these guys before the playoff run. It's always the concern with Tibbs. I think that, per what Randolph said as well, too, you bring Towns over and McHale over as well. So McHale can be that 3 that they didn't have last year. So, you know what? This team is looking great. I don't know how anyone can have any complaints right now. And happy holidays, my friend. That's all I had to say.
Yes, sir. Stay up, man. Rate that call in the chat, man. What you guys think about man's freestyle? Hilton on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Rapid fire. Hilton going once. Okay, we'll drop Hilton off. 717 on the phones. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Hilton, I'll get right back to you. 717 on the phones.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings.
Okay, here we go. Yep.
It's the one and only Handsome, Ice Handsome. We did that. How we had the whole 50 burger. Yeah. And we had Brunson with the 30 pack.
Mm-hmm.
We smoked the Wiz pack. We did that as we should. Let's go. Hey, yo, and I ain't gonna lie, it was a good look with the I had to research on the boy from Brooklyn over there. He was acting crazy. What's my man name from Brooklyn?
Champagne.
On the other, what's it?
Champagne.
Champagne or something?
Yeah.
Yo, that was I give him some respect, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out. But yeah, we had to do that. That's 7 in a row.
Let's go.
Now, remember I said it the other day. We on Boston Hills.
Yeah.
And shouts out to other caller too who was there when we had to look for Trio. Remember them days? We was here, all in the chat and all that. Now look where we at, man. We back. Look at Shorty in the glass. Look.
Yes, sir. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna drop you off because I don't know what kind of commotion was going on in the background, but we wasn't trying to get involved in that. You gotta let the homie know you on with KFTV, man. I don't know what the homie in the background was about to get into, but I had to land the plane and get out of there. Shout out to Ice Handsome, man. Call back anytime, man. It's a good call. He is a good call. I don't know what the homie in the back was looking to get into. Shout out to Soccer Rebellion. $20 super chat says Sam Penny looks like a baby Andre Drummond sipping on Woodford. Yeah, man. Hey, both him and his brother, they can ball out. They get it popping. Never know who you're going to hear from. Never know who's going to call in. Preston Corsitano. Preston, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the love, man. Guyana in the building. I'm on the IG side. Salute to everybody tapping in on IG. That Shell's Ice is hilarious. Yeah, Rambo. I heard that. I said, yep, we gotta go. I had to put the car in drive and pull off. Drop Ice off. Him and a homie. All right, man. What else we got? Just making sure I'm going through the super chats. 136, 132. Got a game on Monday. Going in studio with SNY with Macri and Dexter tomorrow. Wrapping up the end of the year. A lot going on, man. A lot going on. Oh, hey, the beanies are in, man. The KFTV beanies are officially here. So if you guys did order your beanies, it is being put in the mail. We shipping them out. We packing them up, shipping them out. They come in royal blue. They come in black as well. And look at that 3D embroidering, baby. Premium quality. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. Go to KnicksFanTV.com to get yours. Shout out to everybody that has gotten theirs. Made their purchase, made their order. I'm going to put this on only for a limited time because the scotch got the heat on the inside, if you know what I'm talking about. The internal furnace is going on, so I'm about to be sweating bullets in a second in my house. But here we go, man. 3D embroidered KFTV joint. We got them in blue. We got them in black. So make sure you go to KnicksFanTV and get yours. Yeah, man. Got the beanies going, man. Got to protect the bean. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody that copped theirs. Okay. Patrick Sasson, $5 super chat. Do you prefer blowout Knicks or it wasn't pretty but it was gritty Knicks? It depends on the opponent. Like if they're gonna go out there and like how they went into Denver and like scrubbed them out in their building, that's a beautiful, beautiful night. You know, you going to Boston and watch them by like 20 points. I'm in for that. But, you know, and it wasn't pretty, but it was gritty Knick night. That's always an entertaining night, no matter who they play. It's always an entertaining night, as long as they win. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always down for a cardiac Knick night. You know, you turn the pacemaker up a little bit, you tune it up, and you get ready. Squad's going to war. So there it is. As my man Ice Handsome talked about with the standings, right now, Knicks game and a half back of the Boston Celtics. So let's see. Let's see, man. You know, I'm not trying to catch him. I'm trying to beat him. I want to beat him. We got to beat Boston next time we see them. Shout out to Cool Vids, man. $50 super chat. Says, we have trouble with bad young teams because young teams, while they may lack talent, have plenty of athleticism. Absolutely. New York doesn't defend in transition, defend the paint well, and young teams use athleticism to exploit this. Hopefully Mitch can help with this. 1,000%. 1,000%. And that's what I said. You know, Carrington, Koulibaly, those guys are going right at Jalen. They're going right at Towns. No problem. And one of the things that hurts this Knicks transition defense, especially, is when, you know, Jalen and Towns, they either hit the deck or they're slowed up in the backcourt complaining about a call when the other team is running the Daytona 500 on the other end and getting a bucket. So that hurts the Knicks transition defense. Let's see where they are. Let's see where their transition defense is this year. While we're looking at that. Okay, let's see here. Let's go New York Knicks. Someone cleaning the glass. Okay, let's go team stats. Transition defense. I mean, they're pretty much where they were last year. They are 12th in the league right now in points and possession defensively in transition. Off of steals, their defense, they are 5th, and off live rebounds is where they're kind of hurting though. Off of live rebounds is where they're kind of hurting from last year to this year, where they're getting hurt in transition. 0.9, which is how many points? So this is transition live ball rebound points added per 100 possessions. So the teams are adding 0.9 points per 100 possessions through transition plays that came off a live rebound. So they're 19th in the league there defensively. That's a difference from the year before. All right, points per possessions did the team add through transitions that came off live rebounds. But they're just about the same. It just seems like they haven't been defending it as well. And then conversely, offensively, they're second in the league in transition. 122.5 points per 100 possessions in transition. And how about this? Look at this off of steals. First in the league in points plus per possession. First in the league in points per play in possession in transition off of steals. That's good stuff right there. All right, what else we got here? $20 Super Soccer Rebellion. I got you there. All right, who else we got here? Hilton on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic and close this out here. Hilton on the Discord.
Right. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. How you feeling?
I'm good. First time call. I'm calling from Portmore, Jamaica.
Big up yourself.
Big up.
Yeah, what's good? How you feel?
Well, I was a bit nervous while the game was going on, but I don't like the fact that the Knicks gotta be playing with their food when they play these lower ranked teams. So I know the Magics, they are a gritty team, but they have to put up a better fight when they are playing teams like these, because when they meet the Celtics, the Cavs, these are the true tests. So I'm just saying, if we can't beat these lower ranked teams or these gritty teams that is not on our level, how are we going to beat the Celtics and the Cavs? That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Hit that thumbs up.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's hard to, on a one game in an 82-game season, it's hard to determine, it's hard to glean where teams are just based off of one game here or one game there. Like, there's just so many scenarios that comes into wins and losses in one game out of 82. However, in a series, that's a little bit different. So what the Knicks want to do over the course of this season, they want to find some consistency, especially defensively, so that you can look over the course of time and not just on a game-to-game basis. Yes, it is frustrating that they're not able to put away these lower echelon teams, but at the end of the day, if they're playing their best basketball in February, March, and April, where they're a different team than they are now, especially defensively, then you won't even be thinking about these games come April time. What you don't want is this team getting into bad habits. All right? You don't want them to be trending in the wrong direction, obviously. So, yeah, it is frustrating. And let's see where they are in terms of those teams. Let's take a look at this. So right now, they're 3-1 in 3-point games. 15-5 in 10-point games. They're 8-6 against teams 500 and above. They're 14-4 against teams below 500. Last year, they were 29-4 against teams below 500. 29-4 against teams below 500. So they're already there this year. And they're 8-6 against teams 500 and above. Last year, they were 21-28. So let's see how those figures change once they start playing some more of the upper echelon teams. But we certainly want revenge over the Celtics. We certainly want revenge over the Cleveland Cavaliers. But yeah, salute to you, man. Big up yourself. Checking in from Portmore, J.A. Salute to you, man. All right, folks. Hey, man, the Knicks were on a back-to-back. I was on a back-to-back. And so it's time for me to chill. It's time for me to chill, man. But yeah, great show, man. Great show, everybody. Great show to all the producers. Shout out to everybody that tapped in with us on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, X, on YouTube, of course. The number one show for the fans by the fans was certainly cooking on a night when Jalen Brunson scores 55 points, man. Remember that the show's available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it. If you happen to miss tonight's show, go ahead and hit the rewind button. Salute to the replay gang. Support our sponsors, man. Go to Underdog. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook. Use our code KFTV. Bet $5 for up to $200 in bonus bets. Also support our sponsors at Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. And I mentioned Underdog. Let me just pop in on my Underdog picks tonight. See how we looking. Let's see how we looking right now. Okay, live pick. Oh, I just missed on one of these. Okay, let's see here. Here's where I'm at on my Underdog. Here's where I'm at on my Underdog tonight. Let me pause my guy Sky Zoo. Here's where I'm at on Underdog tonight. So last night I went 2 for 3, and on my picks on tonight, looks like I could be going head in that direction as well. In the Knicks game, I went with Karl-Anthony Towns with higher, and on Underdog Fantasy, you pick between 2 to 8 players. You predict whether or not they're going to go higher or lower than a given stat that Underdog has laid out, and you could win up to like 300 times your money. Use our code KFTV for up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick. Play responsibly. Make sure you guys are playing responsibly. On Underdog, I went with Karl-Anthony Towns higher than 13.5 rebounds. Like I said, I wasn't expecting a blowout night, and I thought Karl-Anthony Towns was going to have to earn this one, and he did get it. He got the 14, and I got that one. I took the chef with Phoenix and Golden State. Golden State home against Phoenix. I took the chef with higher. Stephen Curry with higher than 23.5 points. He finished with 22. I just missed that. And then I took Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis returning to the lineup for the Lakers. He's been a rebounding machine prior to leaving due to injury. I took him higher than 13.5 rebounds. Right now he has 6 in the second quarter against the Sacramento Kings. So let's see. Right now, he's trending well. We'll see if I can pick that up. I went with a flex play today. So they have standard play. They have flex play. If you go with standard, you have to get all 3 right. And if you pick 3 picks, you can win up to 6 times your money. So I put in $20. I could have made 120 if all 3 picks came true. But I went with a flex play, which means if you get 2 out of 3 right, you can get some money, but it's not a bigger pot. It's a lower payout, but you can still get a little bit of the action. So that's my night on Underdog right now. Use our code KFTV for up to $1,000 in bonus cash, plus a free pick. Either way, man, enjoy the rest of your weekend, y'all. Have a great evening. Have a great night. Have a great rest of your weekend, man. Enjoy it. Be safe. And support the wave, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys enjoy the show tonight. We'll be back on Monday. Peace.